Dane Clark, America's biggest rock star, but a tour in 2008 would take him to his highest highs and his lowest lows.
Yeah, I'm Justin Littlewood. I'd say I'm the biggest fan, Dane Clark, a Dane Clarkologist, if you would. Most people would say he grew up in Plain City, but that just wouldn't be the truth. Originally, he grew up in a small town in Mississippi. Nobody knows the name because it's too far south. You would think he grew up learning the guitar, but it was really just a rubber band on a box. And he got famous from there.
Where did I get my start? Oh, jeez. In my parents' basement, by just a ton of people over one weekend. My parents were gone, and the stereo was broke, and I got my guitar out, and I just started jamming, and people like it, so I do it.
If I had to compare him to anybody, as far as like what he did to aspire to, I'd say it was like Jesse McCartney, as far as, how high he reached as a level.
Ice-T said when he first saw Tupac rap, he wanted to quit rap. So I feel like I'm the Tupac of rock and roll. People should look at me and just want to quit. People who are still mastering and mixing Elvis records should look at me and say, you know what, we'll stop that. No one wants to listen to Elvis anymore. They want to listen to this kid, to this guy.
When I first got into Dane's music, well, I was about 8 years old. My dad used to jam to his stuff. I've been listening ever since.
The release of the album Sex Ray Vision pushed Dane into superstardom, making him one of the most recognizable rock stars in American history.
I can definitely connect to Sex Ray Vision. That's the one that I'm really passionate about that song.
So then you have Sex Ray Vision, which most people thought was an innuendo for sex. But what most people don't know, at the time, he was going through a bankruptcy, and so he needed to make some money. So as you notice in the song, he mentions a lot of brand names, Pepperidge Farm, Johnson, all those things. He was using those as sponsors in a sense to make money, and that's kind of why it went to #1 as well, because of all the money it was making. And then you put sex in the title, sex sales. There you go, and that's how that became #1. Unlike the other versions where people say it was about sex, which only the name. That's all.
It's pretty much about the government, how they try to screw the people over, and they think they just won't. They won't screw the people over because we won't let them, and people should know that. And I was banging my girlfriend while watching C-SPAN, so those are the two ingredients for great songwriting: C-SPAN and Poontang.
But Dane was beginning to slip into the darkness. Years of hard partying and the rock and roll lifestyle would soon lead to his demise.
Then it comes to his tour, and he's sitting here doing all the drugs up in the book, and he's doing them in this closet of some girl he knows, but it's not his wife. And I know there's this story going around that it's his wife, but I don't think he thought it that way. He was, like I said, he was on a lot of drugs.
We have had a tumultuous relationship. Felt like I was in the shadows. Well, I wasn't really in the shadows. I was mostly in her closet, without her knowledge. I do care for her. Don't know if she cares about me, but I've watched over her for several years until she found out.
He came home after that, after she found out, and put a restraining order against him, and he burnt the house down. Just went off the deep end from there.
I was going on the road, so I didn't really need a house because I got a nice cozy bus to live on. So I didn't really need the house, so I just said, hey, let's burn the house down.
Alright, so then there was the time after he'd gone off the deep end that he went to a bar with a bunch of ladies, and I know the story is that there was some bush beans involved. That was just something I put out there just because I thought it would be pretty funny.
There's some truth, but I don't know where the baked beans came into the picture, because I don't recall seeing, feeling, or tasting any baked beans.
Dane's hard partying lifestyle would soon lead him face to face with his biggest enemy, the law.
And then there was this lawsuit where it had something to do with a chicken and a beagle, but, you know, in all reality, all I remember was he was feeding his chickens and having sex with his wife or his girlfriend, some random person, who was in a beagle outfit, like a costume. So I don't know why this got out of hand. I think he served a little bit of time, but it might have just been because of the public indecency.
Apparently, drugs were involved. I got caught butchering about 400 chickens and screwing a beagle. It really sucked. I thought it was a chick in a beagle suit, but apparently it was an actual beagle. As far as butchering 400 chickens, I was hungry and I wanted some fried chicken. I had my deep fryer with me and had a nice sharp cleaver, but I got caught, and I was on a lot of PCP at the time, and the jury just thought I was a complete idiot, so they said, you know what, he's no harm, but they got me on like drug watch, or I could take a bunch of random drug tests. Other than that, I'm good to go. No more screwing beagles, and I can't cook chicken, so I'm buying KFC now.
Not one to linger in the darkness for long, Dane's life would soon lead him down a new path, the path of the Lord.
So then you have him finding JC, Big Jesus Christ. The story is he climbed up a mountain, Mount Everest to be in fact, and without oxygen or anything, got to the top, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it says he talked to God, and God touched him. I don't know where he touched him, but hopefully it was in a spiritual way, because that man was changed when he came back down.
I don't know what you want to call it, but I think the defining thing was walking into that bathroom stall in the 7-Eleven. Walked in there to take a dump, and on the wall it said, find Jesus. So I went, I found Jesus, he said things, and my life is completely different now.
With a fresh start and a new outlook on life, a new album on its way followed by a tour, Dane Clark is back where he belongs, on top. What will he do next? Only time can tell.